Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of 1on1Soul. I'm Jack Sharstein. I'll be hosting this week's episode, joined by the lovely, the inimitable, the that's all the compliments I got.
I need to meet this guy. Yeah. Dang, who are we talking about?
Talking about Tyler Page.
What? I know him.
But yeah, we're back again, listening to some of our favorite music. I'm showing Tyler a song this week. We're gonna be talking about Circus Maximus, which you've never heard of, I assume.
Not a bit.
No one has. But that's okay. They're a sick band. They're from Norway, actually, which is very cool. All the way overseas and up north.
Nice.
And they're just straight prog metal, pretty much.
All right.
Which is, up my alley.
I expect nothing less.
Yeah, these guys really rip, man. Like, they're kind of, I say this all the time. For those of you who don't know, I'm a Dream Theater fanatic. Like, to the core. I got a Dream Theater tattoo on my shoulder here. There's that. That's
underneath the sick leather jacket, you know.
they're my whole childhood of music influences. But so I like to compare people to Dream Theater. Circus Maximus is very easy to compare to Dream Theater because they're very clearly inspired by them. But that's a good thing because they rip.
Yeah, as someone who knows Dream Theater much less than you do, that's a good jumping off point for me.
Oh yeah, and they've got like the same band composition. So they got one guitar, one keys, and bass sing.
Mike Portnoy and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just Dream Theater.
Portnoy has played with everyone, so he might have.
That's true. He may, yeah.
We'll see. But they're excellent musicians, as I'm sure you could expect from a band like this. And I think they have some of the catchiest and hookiest songs.
Interesting.
And their singer has awesome voice. And there's just a lot to love about this band. It's kind of, a next step on getting you into the whole prog metal thing.
Yeah, your journey to get me into death metal.
And then eventually we'll get to the big boys who can start listening to some whole Dream Theater albums.
Yeah,
that'll
right.
Be a good day. Yeah. But for now, this is Used by Circus Maximus, my favorite song by them. This is off their album 9, which has one of my favorite covers. It's a very negative space, which is cool. And
they put the E backwards.
I know.
Do they know that?
In Norway, they can't.
Yeah, man. Drop it in the comments if you're in Norway so we can know who hates Jack now.
Yeah, you can send a Norwegian hitman after me. I'll accept
any hate mail in Norwegian will understand.
All right, well, let's start listening to
All right.
Used.
Let's do it. Yeah, okay, that's a good intro.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you hook it with it, it's just,
Such a cool one, too.
Yeah, very mechanical. I was not expecting it to be so mechanical, and I don't know why I wasn't expecting that.
It is,
but
progressive metal.
Right.
It is metal. That's a very metal thing. The very rhythmical stuff.
Yeah. It's very, it feels very technological, and I like that.
Yeah. Now we got a weird, what's that?
There's a reed organ. There's a reed organ. I like that instrument.
Then we get back to the metal.
Yeah, very heavy. A brief interlude, always nice.
I love that little bending with the little bit you're picking.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Very cool. Oh yeah. I never thought I'd live to know this feeling. That's a good first lyric.
Feeling of Circus Maximus.
Yeah, I never thought I'd feel it. He's got a great voice, you were right.
Oh yeah, and then when he kind of lets it loose here, opens up, he's got a great range. It sounds great. I can't.
I can tell he's not showing off yet. Yeah. Yeah. I expected a section like that.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Like such a prog type of rhythm.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit off.
But just tastefully off enough that it still knows what it's doing.
Oh yeah. And the guitar is just doing so many little licks and stuff in between.
Absolutely. This is nice. Yeah.
Back to the metal.
Back to the metal.
That's something I need to get you doing. I need to get you headbang. I need to get you metal.
Hey, I do headbang when the song is right. That is true. It's kind of hard to headbang to Good Night, you know. Oh, arpeggiation, I like it.
Yeah. The keys player is very talented.
Hey, well, I expect nothing less if you're calling yourself prog metal. Yeah, this is very good. It does fit the album cover too.
Oh, yeah.
Like as I'm listening to this and I'm looking at the album cover.
Breakdown.
Yeah.
Just so many cool things like that. I mean, that's what I love about progressive music. Like every transition and every little musical moment's just so.
Yeah, something different's always nice.
Exactly.
Especially to scratch that ADHD itch that I'm sure I'm not alone in having.
And yeah, you're never gonna hear that again. That was that transition. Then
I don't need to hear it again. Heard it once.
You know?
Very good.
And of course, you gotta little ambient breakdown section.
Oh, of course. I love the accordion going on.
Oh yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, yeah, we kind of talked about them with Haken a little bit. Like, I love when the bands just use like weird sounds.
Yeah.
Well, even in stuff you showed me, like.
Right.
That's,
Well,
like,
I
such
mean,
a prog
just
thing.
recently, let's go back one episode, I guess, to Straub's doing
exactly.
that. Dulcimer. Or a sitar, whatever one that was.
Yeah. And now it's time for them to really start letting loose and ripping.
Jacket just came off. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That was just sentences. You could pick apart the sentences in that solo. I love that.
The splash.
Of course.
I love this guitar solo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It sheds the technical, which is really good. It sheds the mechanical.
Yeah, exactly. And just so,
It's nice. I like how his voice sits in the instrumentation too. Because he's higher voiced, kind of like me, higher timbre.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Which we know can be difficult to work with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many orchestral moments in this, and I was not expecting that.
And you gotta bring back the...
Of course. Life is nothing without a sick riff.
Oh, no. That's what you live and die by.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I love a good, like, fake but not fake ending.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice. That was something.
I mean, just like the song structure is just wonderful, right?
Yeah. In that there is not really a structure.
Exactly.
And I love it when there's not a structure.
Because you go from like really cool part, a really cool transition, and then just into a different part.
Yeah, it's just,
and just keep going on.
And then the little one-offs of, oh, that was nice, and it never comes back.
Yeah, but it makes them so much more valuable, you know? Mm-hmm. It's like life, you know?
For beauty is only in something that ends, or whatever the quote is that I just butchered. Anyway.
Very, very philosophical of you.
Yeah, okay. I am known to be as a lyricist.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
That was nice. And you said these guys are Norway, right?
Yes, yeah.
Interesting.
All the way out yonder.
Oh, a couple.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of like British prog bands from back in the day.
Right.
I feel like the whole European thing. Let me rephrase that. I feel like I listen to more European stuff than you, perhaps, because there's a lot of like weird small bands from Europe. There's definitely you can tell kind of like a difference between the songwriting philosophies from the two.
Oh yeah,
continents,
absolutely.
Which is always interesting.
And I think that's something that you may be a little bit more diverse in your Europe than I do.
That's not like trying to say you're like an American.
Yeah, I know.
You're a red, white, and blue guy.
No, I think just the fact that you listen to more modern progressive rock and progressive metal than I do, you can kind of like, you get a lot more, because the music that I like to listen to is that like King Crimson and Vandergraaf Generator and Yes and the British giants that founded it. And back then it was just there was not this vast sea of different countries of progressive metal or rock or stuff like that. So you definitely have me beat for sure, but it's with a part of that, it's kind of cool to see where all the veins have gone, because you can trace this back to like what Yes innovated, what King Crimson innovated, what Genesis innovated. And so there's a lot of I can say there's a lot of Genesis and a lot of Rush in this one, with how theatric and grand it can be. But it's definitely cool to even still how you say it's European. King Crimson was kind of the first ones to focus on European blends of instrumentation.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what helped them stick out, is because they were European jazz, they weren't American jazz.
Yeah, exactly. Which are like totally different.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely completely different, especially at the time. So I like that when you can kind of pick and blend and you can taste the different fusions of seasonings in the songs. It's that was another cool thing to hear in this.
Yeah, so these guys, ever since I discovered them, this was like way back in high school. I first started listening to these guys
when back in 1975.
Exactly. Yeah, since I'm ancient.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been a big influence on me. I really I think the structure, the way that they can move through things so fluidly is great, and I've always loved the expressiveness that their guitar player has.
Absolutely.
Like, that solo, like I said, is one of my favorites ever. And it's not like super long. It's not necessarily super flashy. I mean, he does couple little like sweep runs in there. And you're like, oh, well, of course. But just, well, like you said, like he doesn't do like the mechanicalness necessarily. Like at the end of the solo, it's just like those really long held notes.
Right.
And it's like, oh man, that's just such tasteful
It is a
playing.
very careful balance to get that mechanical, but then transition to the tasteful and the. Like I said with the solo, you can pick out every sentence that he said in that solo, and there's a lot of solo moments that don't translate into the speaking rather than the mechanical. They just go for this is the technique I have. So it is lovely to hear that.
Yeah, because the phrasing of your musical phrases is just so important.
The phrasing of your phrases is phraseable.
And I think they do it exceptionally well.
They do.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed them.
Absolutely.
I hope you all enjoyed listening to Circus Maximus. Maybe it's the first time hearing about these guys. I very much recommend checking them out.
I do too.
Nine's a killer album back to front. They've Havoc, I think, is their most recent release, which is really exceptional too.
Interesting.
So yeah, check them out if you're interested. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure you give us any more recommendations for any weird European bands you want us to check out and hear. I mean, there's some that even I haven't heard of, I'm sure.
Right.
My knowledge.
See if you can one-up Jack and post a band that you don't think you'll know, and we'll see.
It'll be a nice little challenge.
Absolutely. And in the meantime, if you like what you've heard, we have a playlist where you can find all of these songs. It's linked to our Spotify homepage, so you can find us on Spotify and you're thinking, hey, what was that song they did in that one episode of 1on1Soul? We got it right there for you to find.
Yeah, thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.